our lifestyle daily conversations. We said we are discussing daddy issues today. On Fridays, we like to take it very easy. So, welcome aboard. Before that, my friends at Top Choco says there is nothing more pleasing than Top Choco chocolate spread on bread. It has the power to awaken your taste buds and make you happy instantly. The Top Choco 3-in-1 instant mix chocolate drink is suitable for preparing both cold chocolate milkshakes and cups of delicious hot chocolate. All you need to do is to just add hot water. Introducing the latest addition to the Top Choco family is the Top Choco Choco Cap, which is suitable for everyone and will surely be a crowd pleaser. Children can take it to school and imagine serving these cups at birthday parties, picnics, or any other gathering. This chocolatey treat will definitely make their day. Get your hands on the Top Choco Choco Cup today and experience the joy of chocolate spread in a cup. Remember, Top Choco is made with love in Ghana using only the finest ingredients. Top Choco, it's chocolatey. So yes, back to our conversation. We are talking about daddy issues. Now, when we say daddy issues, it's basically a catch-all phrase that is usually used to describe women who have a dysfunctional, complex, or confusing relationship with men. Sometimes it's also daughters who lacked fatherly love. But it's not just about women, it's also about men. Today we'll perhaps focus a little bit on the women. And joining us for this conversation, we have a very beautiful woman here, Faustina Tete. She is a fashion designer. Good morning. And then my good friend Eugene Evans. He's an event host and actor.
Right.
And then we have our Sofu himself, Reverend Daiwo Ampedu Boating, the senior pastor at Safe Place Chapel, and he is a life coach. Gentlemen and lady, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are we okay?
Very well.
All right, let's have this daddy issues conversation, shall we? I don't know whether I should start with the lady because she's the,
I think so.
only lady among us. We are going to take it easy on you. I mean, Faustina, daddy issues. First of all, let me ask you what your understanding of daddy issues are.
Okay, so to me, lucky for me, I have a father. I grew up with my father. And for my father, it wasn't easy growing up with him. He was quite strict. So it was, and I was just the girl with two guys. So all concentration were on me.
Was on you. Yeah.
So I would say it wasn't easy at all growing up with my dad.
Are you the first one?
No, I'm the second.
You're the second, so you're between the two guys.
The two guys.
Yet you did most of the things in the house, right?
Yes,
Responsibilities
yes, you
was
are
on you.
expected to take care of your father and your two brothers. Since my mother was also a woman, so she was just helping me, giving me the guidelines, but just being the only girl, and we were just living alone, so it was just somehow tough for me. Yes.
So you grew up in a home where your mother was present, your father was present,
yes, both
and you had your
parents.
siblings as well.
Yes,
So it was a home,
Yes,
basically.
it was a home.
Would you say that you lacked anything from your father?
Few things.
Tell me.
Okay, so I would say my father was not too wealthy, but he was okay. He was just going to work and coming. So sometimes, not all things that I need that
Was
I get
provided.
from. So, but I understood because I got to know this is where I grew up, and everything is not provided, but you have to just compromise, know how to go about things. So it was quite difficult, but I got to understand, and I had to accept that this is where I come from. Some of my friends and my colleagues, their homes were not like that, but I had to just accept that this is what I got.
Yeah.
So in some ways, it was good. In some ways, it got bad. So,
I think even the men here can relate. Financially,
Yes.
I mean, we all went. I
Yes.
think most of us went
Yes.
through it. Not everything was provided,
Yes.
but he made sure the basic
Yes.
needs like
Yes.
food,
Yes.
shelter, water, school, education. He
Yes.
provided those
Yes,
things,
he
right?
did everything. Everything. I would say not everything will be provided, just as I said, but most of the basic things
Were provided.
Yes, he makes sure that he gets them for you, even if not on time. Sometimes, you'll be sacked for school fees.
Yeah.
You'll be going and coming out until you get the
You get
money.
the money.
Even going to school, whilst everybody has started SHS, I had to go like 3 months,
Oh.
almost the end of the term.
It was tough at home.
Yes,
It was
before I
tough at
had to
home.
go. But I had to understand that if he had, he would have given me. Not that he didn't want to give it out. Things were quite tough.
Understandable.
Yes.
Understandable.
So I think
So physically, financially, we understand that there was a challenge, but you could relate to it because there are other homes that you could see that was happening. What about emotionally? Would you say your father was emotionally connected to you?
somehow, to a point in time,
Did you feel love?
yes,
You felt love.
yes.
Okay.
For my father, I felt so much love, even till now. Yes, I was the favorite.
Of course.
Because I was somehow hard. I knew not all the time that my father could provide for me to go to school. So sometimes after school, I would have to go and do small work.
Hustle.
So he was happy. All the things he was doing when he's going for, he would take me along. Sometimes my mother would be like, "Penny, no, I don't know funny call you, Bema." He'd be like, "No, this is more like a man." So it brought some kind of issues between me and my
Your
senior
bro- yeah,
brother,
your brother.
because I was more behaving like a
Like
man.
the man.
I would be the one to go to my father and say, "What are we doing?" Then he say, "I could like it while we cry." He will be wondering why you as a child will be coming to ask, what are we going to do? So with me and my dad, we were very close. Sometimes when you see us together, you will think someone in the sugar daddy. You will think someone in the sugar daddy, but we were very close, very okay, until some point.
Certain things happen.
Certain things happen.
We'll come to that. Her father basically had 3 sons. Yes.
Literally.
Interesting. But for the men to be fair to the conversation, a little bit, maybe 1 minute, 1 minute, share your story with your dads as well. What was your relationship with your dad like? Let's start with Eugene before Reverend.
All right, so me, unfortunately, I didn't grow up with my dad.
Okay.
He was never present. He's never been present.
Oh.
You know, I can barely count the number of times I even met my dad. So there's absolutely no relationship. Even though now, we are trying to reconnect, but the relationship is not there. So there wasn't a father figure. For me, it was like mother from start to finish.
Nice.
You know, even though he came eventually, but he didn't do what he was expected to do, because I thought, okay, you messed up a number of years. You show up. I thought, oh, you could pick it up from somewhere, and then he went off again. Yeah. So for me, unfortunately, I didn't have that ideal setting kind of family. So yeah, that's it.
Was there a male figure in your life?
There was.
Okay.
There was an uncle, but it was an extended kind of thing.
Right.
So even though it was that male figure, that was just a male figure because, okay, your dad is not, that will be there.
Yeah.
But that being emotionally connected, physically connected, it was like physically he's present, but emotionally unavailable.
He was not available.
So yeah.
Reverend.
I think if I've got some trophy, I'll give it to my dad. Yes, because well, I wouldn't say this because I want to probably downplay others, but I think from my point of view, I had my father from the start to now. Yes, they've been married for 51 years.
Oh wow.
And he's 80 now. My mom is 70, and we still see them play the same love-based stuff. And
So cool. That is so cool.
it's
lucky.
See how we are fascinated by it.
So lucky.
yes. And we are 7 in number, and he's never turned his back at anyone.
Okay.
No, he was an orthotist. You know, those who do artificial leg.
Yeah.
All
Yes. He worked at the Ghana Limb and Fitting
Okay.
Center until my mom was pregnant with, I think, our 3rd born, and he was due for promotion. And his boss realized that he was going to create a problem. So they wanted to transfer him far away from Accra. And he said no. So because of his children, he need to resign.
Oh wow.
The man deserves
That's
the
a
trophy.
father
Let's
there.
we need that trophy for Reverend, because that is really beautiful.
Yes. Yeah,
that
that's
is
right.
really
Yes.
beautiful. I think I will be in between you and Eugene.
Yeah.
I mean, I also grew up with my father.
Okay.
I moved between my dad and my mom a lot because they were separated when I was like about 5 years old. So, stay with mom small, stay with
So,
dad
right.
small. So, yeah, I got fatherly love, but he was the kind of father that even though he was present, he wasn't present. I don't know how to describe. He was there. I mean, he's providing, he's doing all that, but then he was limited. I felt like he was limited, so I'll fall between you and Eugene a bit. Let's come back to Faustina. I mean, what happened with the relationship?
With my dad.
Yes.
So I would say along the line, when my mom passed out, my dad got married to another woman. So that is where the whole drama started. Yes, that is where the whole thing started. But even before that, I had moved out of the house. I think I moved out at the age of 17. Yes, long while. And I was living on my own, trying to make it on my own. Because I got to realize where I grew up, if I continue to live there, nothing
Nothing will
good will
come
come
out of your life, yeah.
So I had to just move on. And my father was against it. I told him several times. I had to talk to him. He was like, "Oh, call him." And then I was say, "Why to say Bema? It's an FA. No, I can't do that. I have to go and find daily bread on my own because growing up, I believe that a man's money is not yours as a woman. You need to make your own, make things better. Because I realized growing up, my mom wasn't really doing anything. The whole burden was on my father.
Yeah.
So he got to be doing few things that were not helping.
Okay.
And I realized if my mom was quite ambitious and doing something for herself, those things wouldn't have happened. So I was like, no, I had to go and make something. My father was like, no, stay home. One day he went to work, he came back and I was out.
You're gone.
I changed my phone number. I changed everything.
Stubborn
All
academy.
connections. And I even moved far away from where he was. So I think for like a year and two, he didn't get to see me. People will be calling me and be telling me, your father said, oh, go. Work up him. I was like, no. So because of those things he was telling the people, I also got that in my head. I was like, no, I had to prove
You have
my
to make
father
it.
wrong. I had to make him know that I can go out there and make something good for myself, even without doing bad things as my fellows are doing.
Right.
So that made me be on guard. Not everything I was doing, I was just,
okay.
I was on myself, very disciplined, even though my father was not there. Few of the things he was letting me not to do, I kept on, I held on to that. I wasn't doing those things. I think like 3 years later, we got back together and I was asked to apologize to him. I did. And I could proudly say that today I'm again the favorite daughter of my father.
He's so
He
proud
calls
of
me
you.
every
He's so proud
day.
of you.
He calls me every day. He will pray for me.
Nice.
Sometimes my senior brother will be like, my father doesn't care about me. He's now caring. I said, a bit before. He said, you are the one out here now. You see, you have been there, listening to him, and nothing good came out.
Come out of it.
I went out to bring something.
Right.
And you see, the energy has tuned to me because I brought something.
Yeah.
So I got to realize sometimes it's good to listen to your parent, but sometimes you have to just do.
Reverend, it's really baffling. Not baffling, it's very interesting what she's saying. How, as a child or as a young person, you have to decipher between obeying your parents in the Lord, obeying your parents, knowing when you're getting good counsel from your parents and when you know that this is not good counsel, I need to make it on my own. It's very interesting, but I want us to bring the conversation back home because we're talking about the impact of fathers on our relationships.
Okay.
So again, for Steve, let me stay with you. So with that relationship with your father, are you in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Your current relationship or your previous relationships that you've been in, if any, do you think that your relationship with your father has in a way impacted those relationships and were they positive or negative?
I would say my first relationship, my father's impact was negative.
Okay.
Very. It was it was a disaster. Yes, so my father, I think I started it too young, and I understood him when I grew up. Those times I didn't understand him. I was 14.
Oh, right.
Yes.
early.
And I started this whole friendship with this person. My father was so against it. He would go to the guy's shop, do, come back to the parents to like, I didn't just understand him. I was like, this is just a normal friendship. Until I got to some time, I was like, okay, so this is why my father is doing this. He thought maybe I'll go astray, I'll drop out of school, and few others. So I was like, okay, since he's against it, let me do things that will make him accept and get to know that you can have friends and still be on guard. Yet, I think we were together for 7 years. He never ever agreed. To
You were
the
the guy
time, yes,
from 14 to 21.
yes, to the time the guy wanted to get married to me, he never did. Even as that, I went to school, I was doing well. He never did. And we had to break up because my mom died along the line. And she was the only one who could
Understood.
convince my father. And she died. So I was like, no, there's no one. Because my father is very strict. When he says no, it is no. You can't change. No, you
You
can't
understand how you are.
Somehow,
Is your
I'm
no a
somehow
no for you?
strict. Yes.
Yeah.
If I say I'm doing this, you can't stop me. Unless I sit and I pray about it. I pray a lot. So unless I pray about it and I get convinced that I had to back up, then I will. But if not, I will do it. If I get it wrong, I'll come back.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I think to the time that a guy wanted to marry me, I was talking to my dad. I asked people to talk to my dad. He was like, no. We asked him why. He said no. His no is his no. He never agreed, and we had to break up.
Right.
Just but at least you listen to him.
Yes,
That's currency that we did not see.
Yeah.
Even though you thought that there are certain things that you didn't want to listen to your father about, but perhaps you did a good. Looking at your current relationship, you feel like maybe you did a good job by listening to him.
Yes.
And well, you meet a lot of people,
Right.
and they share stories. I mean, as a pastor, and a counselor, a life coach, these things come to you. What are some of the common causes of these daddy issues? And have you heard anything from anyone, any of the people who have come to you, how it's impacted or it's impacting their relationship?
Yes, we hear them many times. So even with marriage counselings, if people are set for marriage, we ask them who was in charge in your home. It's very important because the one in charge in your home impacts you, the individual.
All right.
Yes, if your dad was in charge at home and you're a lady, you would want to be in charge in your relationship.
Interesting.
Sometimes, yeah. And sometimes too, for the lady would want the man to be in charge as she saw at home. Yes. And sometimes too, if the woman is in charge, the lady as well would want to be in charge. Likewise, the man. Okay, so sometimes the man will learn from the experience, and will say that, okay, my mom was in charge and I didn't like it. I want to be in charge. But every marriage or every relationship knows how it survives. Maybe the man deliberately allowed the woman to be in charge for peace to prevail at home, and nobody knows. Another person will be saying, why is it like that? But so we ask these questions, and sometimes you hear some people say, Papa say, penny. And there may be and I feel that the fathers need to explain why you don't want your child to get in.
Right.
Yes, because it leaves us. You are not training your children. You are building someone's husband.
Okay.
You are building someone's wife, and you are inculcating values in the person and lessons in the person. So you need to tell the person why, so that next time the person can tell the son why.
Right.
Somebody can tell the daughter why, but we don't know. So people come to us and they tell us, because of ABCD, my dad, it's really not probably in support with the relationship. And you ask them why, I say, well, meaning didn't
Interesting. Because I've heard people say that every woman looks for their father and their man. Do you agree?
No.
Do you agree to this?
That's not
No.
true.
It's not true.
No, not at all.
To an extent, it's not true.
No.
That's where the daddy issues come because either they look for their father in a man or don't look for their father in a man in the sense that, for instance, in a case, if you grew up in a home where, like you said, your dad was loved, your dad provided and all that, and you felt good, when you find a man, you look for your dad in that person. Like you want the person to be like your dad because you got that sort of love. And if you didn't get all of that also at home, when you get a man, you want to make sure that the things you didn't get at home, like you get it from that man. So in a way, there's a
connection.
In the personal way. Let me come back to you, Jim, and ask you: do you think, analyzing your life and perhaps if you've been in relationships, would you say that because of your absent father, you have or you had daddy issues?
I think if the only issue I'll have is I barely trust people. I barely trust people because one, you weren't around. I'll take it as too. I mean that's one thing I do because as you go, you just realize that some people take some actions based on maybe at that particular time it was a bit. So I give you all the room. So even though we are just two, myself and my big sister, even my big sister wasn't all for that when you return. I was like, okay. At the end of the day, it has already happened. So and then you come forward and then with all the apologies and so my mom has passed then. So that's I think he heard about it. So he came back. Trying to I was like, oh, why not? For me I was excited because even back here at primary and everything, you're writing about your father and I don't know jack.
You don't know what to write, right?
I literally have to lie throughout. So for me it was like a good time to, get to know I want that bonding and that relationship. It was something I prayed about as a child. So when you came out, I was like, oh damn, I'm excited about this. And then you came, said everything you needed to say, then you disappeared again. So for me, the only daddy issue will be me not trusting people. I'm not trusting people because I don't want to be emotionally attached and then you disappear. And then emotionally I get drained. So I am in there all right, but I'm like, you might disappear at any time. So yeah, we are in there, but not too emotionally attached. So that would be the daddy issue in my relationship.
Reverend, do you think people are able to tell when they have daddy issues?
Yeah.
They are able to tell?
They
can tell? Don't you think people
tell.
are in relationships where they don't know that some of the problems in the relationship is as a result of their daddy issues, but they are not aware of it?
That some are not, but majority can tell.
Really?
Yes. Majority can tell. As you rightly said, because they relate everything, deducing the father's nature and the like. I've seen daughters who would literally tell my wife that I want a man like my spiritual father, and they want to see me in another man. But I tell them it's not possible. Carry your own mentality. Carry your own ideology.
Exactly.
No, like yes, you see,
man.
yes, to have a good man, you can pick something from somebody, but not necessarily because behind every beautiful thing, it's something strange, and you can't. My father could be the best man, but he doesn't have that cool temper.
Okay, that's another. So there's a flaw somewhere.
You understand me? And no, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I grew at Nima. You see, the thing is, we grew from places like that, and this man was there before we came. The gangster life is in his blood, but he will sacrifice for his family.
Right.
That he won't do away with, and he will protect his family to every extent. But I've never seen my father fight before.
You've never seen him throw his hand?
No, but his demeanor alone will tell you can't come close. Yes. So for that I know, and I know how he was so strong on us because he knew the environment he was growing with us. Even when we left the place, we came to East Legon and all of that, that strong man attitude was still there. So truly, I'm telling you, there are people who are having daddy issues
and they
know where it's coming from. I took from my dad because my mom would always say that my dad will always come even back from work and would call my mom and say, and and of course, and then I mean, and he'll come back and come and do the same, come and work. So I took from him as well. So I am portraying attitudes I saw from, but I said something. I said not always. Yes, not always, because other people, like Eugene, saw the father, but didn't see the father.
Right.
Yes, like invisible father, sort of. So, but he would definitely have a father figure. And some people also build the kind of father they want to have or become in their heads.
Right.
Because
their heads.
of societal values.
Is what I wanted to ask for Steve. Because I want to ask you that. So because you saw that relationship with you had that relationship with your father. In your relationship, do you think that there are certain things you look out for? And they say that you can't look out for something you've not seen somewhere. So are there things that you look out for? And these things, where are they coming from? What have you seen that you say, okay, you know what, this is what I want in my relationship?
Okay, so I would say with me, I don't really expect much. My father was very disciplined, so neat and clean. So those are the few things that I look out for. He was intellectually high. When he sits you down to talk to you, you go back, you think about it, and you be like, wow. So I expect my man to be just that. So I mostly get attracted by that. I don't get attracted by looks. No, not at all. Sometimes intellectually.
Is your father handsome?
Quite. Not too much, but I mean, he's okay.
He's okay.
He's okay. Because he had few people crashing on him. So he's okay.
Oh, but he might not be handsome for you, but your mom is cool.
Yeah.
And the other crashes.
Because she doesn't look out for looks. So it's why
Yeah, so I don't really put my focus on looks. You have to be intellectually high. For me, that is the first thing and the most important thing to me. That is, I think everything can be managed, but I can't be able to teach you what to do. That is what I believe. So I believe you need to know your left and your right. You need to know, okay, today is this. This is what I had to do. This is what I had to say at this point in time. I had to do this. I had to say this. You are not expecting me to come and tell you, and don't do me you say. No. You are supposed to do it by yourself. That is what I expect.
I'm tempted to ask how old you are. I'm tempted. No, because give me an age range. I'm asking because we've had this conversation severally. We are looking at the kind of women we have now, even the kind of men we have now, the age and how we are thinking. You know, the way she's thinking. I've met a couple of people who think like, I'm like, okay, it can't be that this person is very young. You have to be a millennial to be thinking this way. But I'm tempted to think are you a Gen Z?
Yes.
You're a Gen Z, so you're in your 20s.
Yes, in my
20s.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
See?
That's good.
But she's talking like she's 35.
Yeah.
You know,
I think maturity is not built in the
it's not
space of age.
age.
Right.
It's experiences.
Yes, experiences, and I think.
You know, there are 45-year-old fools out there.
And someone said even fools grow gray hair.
Yes,
Sorry.
It's like,
Yes.
it's like,
Sorry.
Reverend, because I have gray hair. Reverend, please be careful.
Sorry.
Hope you're not targeting me.
Sorry.
Yes. How do we deal with daddy issues? Honestly, because if the father is not present, he's not present. You know, the problems have been there. It's okay. You've moved. You're an adult now.
Yeah.
So it may be that your father is still in your life, or he's still not in your life. But then the impact has been made. Now that you're in a relationship and the issues are there, how do you deal with it?
I think there are people who have grown out of these homes, maybe that were even not actually cool. I was reading a story of a young lady who, I'm sorry to say, was raped by the father. And it was negatively high on her. But she grew up not becoming, not actually, not allowing the whole attitude to eat her up. Yes. And I've seen guys who have also been manhandled by their fathers, and they grew up not becoming like their fathers. The truth is that you build your space, you build your world. Your father can come up very cool, and you can emulate some of his steps, but have a personal stance for yourself first. Then add what you learn positively, adding to that. To those also who didn't get the space to find fathers or the daddy is coming through to be there for them, they're still growing better. Eugene is an example.
Right.
Eugene is growing cool, a host of events, and an actor. Somebody dwelt on that and said, I've become a drug addict. Someone dwelt on that and said, I've become an armed robber. It's not about who somebody was. It's about when you picked up what you chose to do with yourself. So, I think.
Okay. I want to ask how you can identify, how a person can, and then even before I ask how to deal with it, how can I identify that I perhaps have daddy issues? Will it be in the way I relate with my partner? Will it be in the things I say and how I say it? It may not be exactly like the way I saw my dad do it, but what are the telltales? What are the tell signs? What are the signs that shows that, I have daddy issues? You're doing something constantly, and it's showing in the same relationships. Like, I mean, that's the same relationship, like different relationships. The same issue. You go here, they say you have anger issue. You say, I don't have anger issue. And then the next relationship, the person is telling you that you have anger. Is it when you are told something in maybe a few different places, can you tell that, this thing is a problem, and it's perhaps coming from my background, where I'm coming from? How do you tell?
Personally, I think you should pay heed to what people say, even if it's negative.
It's important. Right.
Sometimes what people say negative about you end up informing you to pick up yourself and assess. People don't love to hear you tell them to their faces that this is who you are. And it will take a strong person to tell you who sometimes you are, you don't know. Yes. So when someone tells you something you feel you are not, take time, ponder, and try to assess yourself and see. If every space you enter, the same thing is coming out, you should know that they are sending a signal. You need to sit back and understand. You know, people exhibit behaviors they don't know they do. Yeah. They don't know. There are people in relationships, you get into the first one, you do this and say, I don't like the way when you're angry, you behave. Say, me angry. Okay, this person passes and goes. Then the next person comes. Then, I don't like the way you behave. And what is the proof that I'm angry? I show that anger traits. And
they don't know. They really don't know. They can't tell.
It's not that they don't know. They are told they don't want to pay attention to.
Right.
When you are told something, you know you're putting on better show me. You're cool. But you get to a space, someone is telling you, Chale, no, you are cool because the show me is directly on you because you sprayed here. Let you go back and check more stuff.
They're telling that do not let the opinion of other people.
Don't let motivational quotes to push you into ditches.
Eugene.
Yeah.
Again to balance the conversation, because you grew up only with your mom.
Right.
There are things you look out for in your woman that you got from your mom, isn't it? Would you say so?
Honestly, no.
At all?
I said no because, with my mom, when I grew up with my mom, I've always said that until my mom passed, I didn't even know the real story behind, because my mom would never tell you anything negative about my dad. So I had to wait to experience him for myself.
For yourself.
So I didn't really, because I literally get everything. If it's being loved, I got it. I don't think there was anything bereft in my family or in there for me to look at. So I don't think I look out for that, because honestly, I learned, because my mom passed I was somewhere around 15 that she passed. So I was a loner for a very long time. So I am fulfilled being alone. I don't seek validation or any other things from any other person. So honestly, I don't look out for a mother something for.
What do you like in your home?
I'm all good. Oh, you for be fine, you for make me happy.
Why you for make you happy? Why? Because
No, someone can be a reason for you to be unhappy. Even though happiness is a personal something.
Just forgive me. Sound mind though.
I don't like stress.
Who they like stress?
No, some people are open up. Me, I don't like stress. That's why I don't like anything to stress me. And that's why I didn't want to hold on to my daddy's stuff. I wanted to experience him for myself because I don't want to make anything stress me. No.
You're one of those.
So if I give me peace,
you disturb me for relationship.
It's not worth it because I like that. That's why I enjoy my space, just me alone, because I don't think anyone can give me that peace that I need. So once you try to distract my peace, no,
we will come out to you. We'll break out. You go chop breakfast. Anyways, our time. The final words. 1 minute each, if you could. Let's start with first.
Okay.
Your advice for young ladies out there.
So I would say it's good to listen to your parents, but not everything. You don't have to succumb to whatever they say. Because sometimes doing that, you might think you are pleasing them, but you're not doing justice to your future. The future might get ruined. For example, let's say your father wants you to be a journalist because he thinks you talk, and you don't have interest in that. I think you should do what you feel like you have to do. It's not always you have to listen to your parents.
Another day conversation. when you go and do it, and you also tell us, I should have listened to my dad. But I understand what you're saying. Not all the time. You have to be discerning.
With time, they'll come along. When they see you are doing good with what you are doing, they will be happy.
They'll be happy that you chose that path. Okay. All right.
Same with me. Just like the man of God said here. It's okay to admire your father and everything, but if you don't find your father in someone, it's very okay.
It's okay.
Get to build your home for yourself. Build what you want to see for yourself. Be part of it. Be that change, so to speak. Don't see, because, and for me, to every other person, if there wasn't a father figure in your house, what breaks us a lot, and also I said, I love my peace, because I realized holding on to it emotionally would drain me. Yeah. So I rather forgive him because I wasn't there. I don't know what pushed him to do whatsoever. And that's why I made lots of effort to make it happen. Okay. So if you have an issue, why are you holding on to it? It was between him and your mom. I understand it affected you, but how about you start afresh?
Yes,
Try to build a relationship with him. Of course, if he's not welcoming, like my dad is not welcoming, run along.
What's your next event?
It's on 25th.
25th.
Yeah, 25th.
Yeah. Eugene is a fine MC, event host, if you're looking for one.
Right.
Where can we find you?
On all socials, at Eugene Speaks. Eugene spelled YUJIN Speaks. Eugene Speaks on all socials.
Beautiful. And for Steve, you're a fashion designer.
Yes, please.
Where can we find you? Are you on social media?
Yes, on Instagram, prettycat_.
Pretty?
Cat_.
_. Okay. Anyway, also, what will be cancelled?
Okay, so you can hook me up. So that we can have a conversation on 0548 923959 0548 923959, and I'm on TikTok as well, Daiwo Boating 123, and I'm on Facebook. Global life coach.
Don't play.
Thank you so much. Eugene Evans, thank you. For United, thank you so much. And that's it for our Lifestyle Daily conversation. Chichi and the chef made some nice chicken wings recipe. Maybe you want to try it this weekend. Stay with us.
Welcome to Foodie Friday on the Mixing for Television. My name is Chichi Emefa. Welcome to another exciting, educating, tantalizing, whatever adjective you want to use, to my cooking show. Hi, Chef Joseph.
Hi.
What are we making today? Tell me.
So today what we have here is very simple menu.
Okay.
Which is like maybe a kind of finger food. You can take it as a finger food, but it's not a finger food. So which is a spicy chicken wings. It's my popular menu that I used to share it sometimes places. So I decided to just bring this on board.
Okay.
So that we can.
So spicy chicken wings.
Yeah.
Can we